friends. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's author Joe Holt. Today, we have another Fireside chat for you. It's a live podcast I do with other D Live streamers so that you can get to know them on a more personal level, but also streaming and D Live in particular. Today's guest, Lord Amish. Welcome, friend.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
So, Mr. Lord Amish, first question we always like to ask is, what's the name that you stream under and how'd you come up with it? Go.
Well, I stream under Lord Amish. I actually originally started a year and a month ago as Amish Pac-Man, and I ran under Amish Pac-Man for about 4 months, and then after thinking about it for a while, I kind of realized I really enjoy streaming, and I want to eventually make it potentially into a career at one point. And I really don't think I can have Pac-Man in the name. But I want to keep the Amish part, and everyone knows me as Amish Pac-Man right now. So I gotta keep something similar.
Hmm.
So I decided after about a month of thinking about what name to come up with and everything, eventually came up with Lord Amish. Nice, simple, and straight to the point, and still keeps a main portion of the name that I started off with. So that's kind of how I came up with Lord Amish at that point.
Does it have religious connotation?
No, everyone, I guess for the Amish part, people always think that I'm Amish due to my name, Jedediah.
Wow.
So they're like, "Are you Amish?" I'm like,
How are
no,
you
not
not
really.
Amish, dude? Your name is
I mean,
Jedediah. Your streaming name is Lord Amish. Both very religious words.
right? Well, I actually had Amish babysitters when I lived out in Ohio for a while. Um, so I did live in Amish country for a good bit, and it's just people always thought I was Amish because of the name when they hear it at first.
Okay, so there's literally an Amish guy right now in Utah trying to use Lord Amish as his D Live streaming name, and he can't now.
Is, is there really?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm...
Oh, jeez.
All right. So I was gonna ask what your first name is, but clearly Jedediah. Can we say Jed? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
I actually go by Jed. Jed works
Okay.
splendidly.
Okay. So I'm because I also I don't know how to spell Jedediah, but
It took me a couple years before I could actually spell it myself, if we're being honest here.
all right. Okay, so question two that we always ask is, and it's a two-part question.
Okay.
First of all, how long have you been streaming? But at the same time, what got you into streaming?
So I've been streaming for a year and I think a month now, like a
Okay.
year and a month. Um, and I had originally wanted to just kind of like record some videos with me and my friends of us playing video games and such. So I ended up getting the Elgato HD60 Pro, which obviously went above and beyond what I needed to do for just recording gameplay. And I was uploading some clips to YouTube at that time. And then I was part of a PUBG Facebook group that was looking for people to stream. And I realized, hey, I could do a little bit of streaming with this software I have.
Hmm.
So I figured out how to set it up for Facebook streaming at this point, and I started live streaming some PUBG gameplay onto that group, and it immediately kind of kicked off a little bit just because I was had permission to stream to a larger group, and no one else was streaming to that group at that time. So it was myself and a couple others that all started streaming to that group, and it kind of helped kick things off for us initially.
So Facebook is how you got your start.
Yes.
And did you find I keep hearing other Facebook streamers who have come to D Live talk about they would have large audiences on Facebook until they use like a free credit to promote their channel or they paid to promote their channel. And then Facebook, if you don't keep paying, basically your users drop from hundreds to 10 or less. I mean, did you run
So
into that?
I've never used any of the credit to boost out any of the posts at all. Um, they do offer free credit sometimes to send out the to boost some of the posts.
Hmm.
But I have noticed that a lot of the views on Facebook, I just feel like aren't very on point. Like it makes you feel like you're actually reaching more than what you really are. And
Mm.
Facebook seems to be constantly changing a lot. Initially, I was getting a lot of views. Myself and others were getting a lot of views. And then eventually it just has started cutting off a lot. Lately, here as well, it's has been implementing a lot of rules that they don't really have listed and or they've updated and they just are constantly changing their rule system and they're actually shutting down a lot of videos for copyright sounds even for people just playing Fortnite without any music being played.
Hmm.
They'll actually shut down their streams without telling them. Like midstream their stream will just get shut down without warning and they won't even get a notification or anything at all. But for the whole viewer base, though, it has been noticeably dropped because I used to go from like 1,000 to 2,000 views, and it's just dropped down to 100, and I've done nothing differently.
Do you think they're
So
using bots like Twitch?
honestly, I'm not too sure. I don't know much on the Twitch side since I've never. I don't actually go over to Twitch and watch videos on Twitch or
Yeah.
ever streamed on there, so I don't know much on the Twitch side at all. So I don't know exactly what has really gone on with Facebook, but it's become kind of frustrating because I do still restream to Facebook and D Live at the same time, but it's just becoming very frustrating trying to stream to Facebook a lot lately.
I mean, I would be the first to encourage you to don't like
Yeah.
simplify your experience and stop streaming to Facebook.
Well, I like having the Facebook up just to kind of let people know about D Live a bit more. And I do have some viewers that aren't able to come over to D Live because their phone isn't a newer phone or their internet service is a little bit slower. Because I've noticed with D Live, it does require a bit more stronger internet connection to be able to come over and
Hmm.
watch on D Live. So I do that for some of the other viewers that are able to hang out. I still get some viewers that are just now coming over to D Live as well. They're asking me, is it better for me to stay watching on Facebook or to come over to D Live? Which one benefits you more? I'm like, for me, it would benefit me more on D Live, but I'm still going to stream to Facebook if that's what you guys prefer. Like, if you guys prefer watching on Facebook, I don't want you to switch platforms if you don't enjoy watching on this other platform. But in my opinion, I do enjoy D Live a lot more. But I will still stream to both because this is where I started, and you guys are still over here watching.
Well, the one thing I would say with people like that are on Facebook and used to watching Facebook gaming, and this is what I've gotten from other Facebook streamers who have switched. They said basically it simplifies the process. It simplifies what they're seeing, right? Like on Facebook, you've got all kinds of stuff going on. When you're on D Live, it's just the stream and the chat, right?
Right.
So it really kind of brings them more into what you're doing, your conversation, your gameplay, because there's less likely for them to be distracted and leave out of your chat or not really pay attention.
Right. When you think of Facebook, you typically think of a social media platform. It's where people
Exactly.
go to keep up on everyone else's lives and everything, chat with other people. It's not really a place that you think of for gaming necessarily. Not
Hmm.
and crazily enough, not everyone knows that Facebook has Facebook gaming. It's
Actually,
a
I
thing.
didn't. And oh man, I've interviewed so many people now. I'm getting lost. Oh, Dab Plays. We just did a fireside chat with Dab Plays, and he told me that Facebook Gaming actually has a page like the D Live homepage for their gaming, which
Right.
I don't know what it is, but I know that it exists. But I was laughing because I'm like, well, just come to D Live. you don't have to you don't have to fight the man. Just come on over here and have a good time with us.
Right. I mean, it's when you start off on one streaming service, it's kind of you don't want to generally leave your whole community behind. Like most I want to say at least 90% of my community has come over already,
Nice.
but there's still that portion of the community that hasn't come over that's still over on Facebook, and it's hard to want to leave them when you know that they're there and they still want to watch everything. You don't want to leave them behind. So that's why I still fight the man over there on Facebook.
No, no, it's and like I generally don't read chat and chat questions till the end of the interview, but like Bearded Leo just said, there's still tons of exposure on Facebook. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it is. Now, let me ask you this: have you ever gotten paid from Facebook?
Yes.
Okay.
So Facebook waits until you've earned at least $100, and then they typically take. Correct me if I'm wrong on the chat because it's been a while since I looked at it. I think it's 60 days after you reach the $100, and then they'll pay you out what you've earned at that point. I could be wrong on the time frame for that though,
I
but
mean,
it does take
that's
typically I think 60
rough,
days.
dude. That's rough, Lord Amish. Like if you gotta
Right.
wait, like if you gotta try to make $100 and then you gotta wait 2, 3 more months to get it, like how
It
could you function on that?
I mean, for the smaller streamer side of things, it definitely would be a lot harder. But for the more of the partnered streamers on Facebook, for yeah, 60 days, like Nuclear said.
Hmm.
So it's for the more of the partnered streamers and such on Facebook. I would say it's definitely a lot easier for them since it's a bit more consistent. I would say.
Hmm.
But that's why I like DLive is you can choose when to cash out and everything as well.
Yeah, and I think they have been changing that up a little bit even since this year, but I think now it's 4,000 Lino to cash out. I think it was used to be 2,000, and it's twice a month now. I
Right.
believe it switched to twice a month, and you need to give them at least 3 days notice prior to the next time they're going to cash out. But it's like you could literally cash out a couple of times a month if you
Right.
wanted
And
here.
it's and that's nice. And like you know what day that it's going to be coming out as
Hmm.
well.
Yeah, you could actually you could use it to pay bills that way if you knew that you could get it, a couple times a month. Is that, a lot of streamers are trying to do this as a job.
Right. And they need to know like the day that they're getting paid so that they're able to pay those bills and such as well.
Exactly. So how long did, well, I'm gonna have changed my question. I was to say, how long did you stream on Facebook? He's still streaming on Facebook, but I don't interview Facebook streamers, sir. I only interview D Live streamers. So,
Well,
quick,
luckily, I'm still DLive.
quick question: when did you come to D Live?
So I came over to DLive in December. Dab had told a little Demonic about it, and at that point, Demonic and I were streaming a lot together, and so he in turn told me about it.
Hmm.
He did a lot more streaming on DLive than I did at that time. I was struggling to try and get two streams up and running at the time, but once I finally figured out how to get it working, and plus I was really busy with work at that time during December. At the end of December was when I really started hitting it off on DLive and getting consistent streams up and running, and I was really enjoying it at that point.
So I mean, you've been here longer than I have. I got here in January. I followed LT Zonda over from Twitch, but I didn't start streaming until March 1st.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a newbie. Although I have streamed every day since March 1st, so that's like 90 days or 91 days straight now.
Nice.
Which, well, I'm trying to figure that out, right? Like, should you stream every day? Should you not stream every day? Like, what's your opinion on that?
I mean, I think it's good to have at least a day or two off, kind of relax, wind down, have time to yourself. For me, myself, I don't, I feel like I don't have that luxury at the because I am working 40 hours a week, and then I'm trying to stay on top of the streaming as well. But I also don't really have a whole lot else going on at the moment, so I'm able to focus a lot more time into the stream at the moment. But if you have like your own family life and everything going on, and you have other things going on in your life, it's definitely good to at least have a day or two to yourself and just be able to relax and have some downtime outside the stream.
Yeah, well, I see Priest talking about it. Actually, that's something to note. Co Carnage, the guy I watched on Twitch for a while, he went over 5 years, almost 5.5 years straight. He streamed 2,000 days straight and set the world record, and then
Wow,
ended his streak on his own terms at 2,000 days. So
that is crazy.
he got married, had a baby, about to have another baby, or just did, like, bought a house, moved. He said it was crazy because sometimes you'd have to go to an internet cafe to stream because something happened at the house, or he would leave the hospital because he was sick and still come home and
Oh,
stream. And
jeez.
yeah,
Wow.
he basically, he had a really nice talk about it, which was saying you need time off. You can't stream every day. It's too much. There's too much. Like, we're human
Yeah.
beings, and that's a big part of what this show is about, is to humanize the streamer, right? Make you full
Yep.
screen.
Not robots here.
Yeah, we're humans with needs. So like you said, you work a full-time job too, right?
Yeah.
What do you
So
what are you doing? If you don't mind.
so I work at the melting pot and where we do no cooking at all. That's all the customer's job.
Wait,
Uh,
what?
yeah, at the melting pot. So we serve cheese fondue, and then so the servers will make that at the tables, and then the customers will dip, like, bread into it,
Hmm.
some vegetables and such into it, and eat the cheese fondue. Then we'll serve salads. We'll serve raw entrees, and then the customers pick what kind of broth or grill or oil that they want to use, and then they'll cook the food inside the pot. So they'll do all the cooking themselves. We just prepare all the raw meat onto a plate, make it look nice and fancy for them,
Hmm.
and then we'll serve chocolate, and we'll make chocolate, we'll melt it down, and then they'll dip Rice Krispie treats into it, blondies, brownies, banana slices, strawberries, and it's some pretty delicious stuff. My favorite by far is definitely the Disaronno meltdown with white chocolate. It is so good.
Dude, you look way too skinny to work at a place that serves that delicious of food.
I sneak a few snacks in here and there.
Seriously, that's crazy. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, no, it's we're always busy on the weekends. So I work Friday through Monday, and then the last Wednesday of each month we have Ladies' Night Wednesday and Thursday, and so it's a really busy 2 days. So I end up working on the last Wednesday of each month as well to help cover for that.
And so when you work during, like, daytime hours then, or evening hours?
So we're only open in the evening, so it's open 4 p.m. till 11 p.m. So
And so when do you
it's usually
stream?
late nights. So on those days, I will stream 10 a.m. till like 2, like 1 or 2 p.m., depending on which day it is. Sundays, I normally can't stream just because I have to go in earlier on Sundays. But outside of that, for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'll stream between 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. and usually later until like midnight on on those days.
Huh. So sorry, the screen keeps freezing for people. I think it's a D Live lag thing because I'm dropping um, no frames. Yeah, 0 frames on my side, guys. Sorry if
Yeah, it must be.
if it freezes for you guys there. Just refresh your browser, and it'll bring us back around. So do you find that being consistent in terms of the hours you stream is necessary, or the days? Like, what would you recommend, or what have you found that works that you could recommend to other streamers?
So definitely having a consistent hours. That's something I definitely struggle with, and it's a very hard thing to do. But once you find that set schedule, I've noticed once I start streaming at the same time, people will know when you're streaming, and they'll start showing up like right when your stream starts.
Hmm.
Uh, but I'm very bad at that. but So long as you stay very consistent with your times, you find what time works best for you for a couple days out of the week, and you stick to those hours and days. People will definitely know when you're streaming, and they'll pop in. Like people, like for LT Zonda, for example, people know when LT Zonda is streaming, and they're all going to be there right when his stream starts up. So
Hmm.
having that time frame set and having it posted somewhere and then sticking to that as well, I feel like that's very important to do. And I'm trying my best to try and keep towards that schedule.
Hmm.
And I feel like I'm doing a little bit better with it with each month that passes by, but it's definitely hard to try and keep up with that for sure.
Well, and I think it's fair to say, it's important to say rather, that LT Zonda, Luke, I've known Luke for a couple of years. He's been a buddy of mine, and he's been a streamer for almost 9 years, or like 9 years, a while. And
Right.
he is a full-time streamer, and he is very committed to his schedule. And I believe that's a huge part of why he's a global partner and he's kind of the face of D Live.
Right. Yeah, definitely having a set schedule is, I think, one of the more important sides of streaming for sure.
Hmm. Yeah, and so when you stream, what is it that you enjoy streaming? What are you known for?
Well, since I started off on Facebook, definitely playing PUBG all the time. That's kind of the main focus of the games. But I have been trying to change things up a bit, playing some Elite Dangerous. I've been trying to start that on Thursdays, doing Elite Dangerous, just kind of flying around through space, changing other games up, playing some Rage 2, Civilization 5 a little bit,
Hmm.
just some Halo as well. So just kind of changing things up throughout the week, other than just sticking around and playing PUBG. But definitely Tuesdays. Tuesdays are the day where it's just PUBG throughout the whole day for all the customs and follower games that we have for our viewers that want to come in and hang out.
Do you find that your Facebook audience expects you to play PUBG, or do they mind if you switch it up?
A lot of them will be like, "Why aren't you playing PUBG? Like you should be
Right.
playing PUBG. Just change the game back to PUBG."
Well,
But
I've
that's
heard
even
that a
with some of the
lot.
D Live audience too.
Hmm.
It's just some of those people that definitely just really enjoy PUBG, and like I can understand that, but you still got to do what it is that you enjoy playing as well, and kind of change things up. It's hard to sit there and play the same game over and over every single day. You definitely have to try and change things up a little bit from time to time.
Yeah, I always wondered like how a streamer could play the same game literally for a year, 2 years, 3 years straight. Like I the repetitiveness of it kind of drives me batty when I've tried to play the same game even for weeks at a time, month at a time.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have to say, like, I really enjoy PUBG a lot, and ever since it was out on beta for PC, I was playing on PC, and then as soon as it dropped on Xbox, I came over and played it on Xbox, and I've loved it ever since. And it's definitely a game that keeps having me come back and keep on playing it all the time. So I don't think that's ever. I mean, maybe one day down the road that might change, but I, for now, I definitely do still enjoy playing it. If I don't play it at least once a week, something's gone wrong.
Do you find, or do you play in the Friday night PUBG tournaments with the Good Vibe Tribe, Friday Night Customs?
No, I work on Friday nights and I close. So by the time
Mm.
I'm off of work at like midnight Eastern time, I'm just ready to go to bed at that point.
I'd quit my job just to play Friday Night Customs.
Did
No,
you?
I'm just well, they actually start at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and run till like 3, 4 a.m. So you could
Okay.
totally sneak in an hour before bedtime. I'm telling you, it's 50 man games, and they do custom games all night, cars only, pistols only, fight club, right? All these different things. Anyway, I'll stop. I'm just saying, I
Yeah.
think you'd have a good time.
Yeah, no, I mean, those were the game modes that I had all created and everything. And I do that on Tuesdays just because I don't work on Tuesdays. So all those game modes like the Fight Club, the Bumper Cars, Road Warriors, we just started doing Protect the President. That one's a lot of fun. Um, those are all the game modes that we do on Tuesdays between 6:30 p.m. to midnight Eastern time. Well, we tried for a few weeks. We did like a little bit of zombies mode, and
Mhm.
it took a little bit longer, but that was definitely a lot of fun. But unfortunately, it's on Fridays. It's by the time I get off work, I'm just exhausted, and I still want to try and wake up at a decent time and make sure I try and get my stream going on Saturday morning before going into work as well. Because if I
Mhm.
try and go to bed by like 3, I'm not waking up till you know 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, and that's actually important to say. I mean, for someone like you as a full-time job and trying to stream basically full-time, more than part-time anyway, do you find it's necessary to get rest, or can
Oh
you?
yes.
Okay, you're not one of those streamers who can do 8, 10, 12, 24-hour streams.
I mean, I've done a 24-hour stream before. Um, that was a very long day.
Yeah.
But no, I so like Tuesdays are going to be one of my longer streaming days because that will run from 2 to 6 for the followers part, and then I'll take an hour and a half break, and then a little Demonic and I will run the customs between 7:30 to midnight, and that one's a very long day for the two of us. But definitely trying to make sure I go to bed around midnight and or 1 a.m. at the latest helps me make sure I get enough rest so that I'm able to get up and be able to provide as much entertainment for the next stream as well. Because definitely having sleep, if you try streaming while you're exhausted, it's going to affect your stream, and it's
Hmm.
just not going to run as well.
Yeah, I've noticed that myself when I feel kind of tired. It really you can tell on camera. I mean, you may think you're faking it, but they people can tell you're exhausted.
People know, they see it.
They can see you. Um, I mean, I tried to do. Oh, I remember it was I was like, all right, I'm gonna try this 12-hour stream thing and see if I make it. I made it 12 and a half. I should have stopped at least by 10, probably at 8.
Right.
I didn't know that until I went back and watched the replay after. It's just like, wow, you can really see the energy level, the conversation drop off dramatically every additional hour after about like 6.
Right. Yeah, it's when you get to a point too, like where you're so exhausted that you start like for me, I feel like I start getting energy again, and like my second or third wind at that point. But it's like you're just kind of drunk, tired at that point.
Yeah, you're
Really,
fooling
you don't
yourself.
you don't really know what's going on at that point. You're just still going.
So if let's talk a little bit for new streamers. If people are listening that have never streamed on D Live, they want to stream on D Live. What would you say are the major differences you've seen streaming on D Live as opposed to say Facebook?
So Facebook, like Leo said earlier, is that you are able to have a pretty large reach out there. People are able to share your stream out to different Facebook groups, and that kind of people tend to pop into some of the streams that they haven't seen before as well. Sometimes if they like the initial look of it, and what's nice with Facebook is that it does kind of show their stream playing as you're scrolling through the news feed and everything. So Facebook does have that larger reach out there.
Hmm.
Whereas on DLive, people are able to come in and host you as well.
Mhm.
So if one of the verified partners or global partners come on by and they see your stream, they're able to host you. People are able to come in and raid you, and you're able to get noticed that way as well. And I like that about DLives, that it's specifically a streaming platform, and people are able to come by and show you support, come hang out, chat with you. So I think you'll have to repeat the question one more time because I think I started rambling on past the question.
No, I was like, I was thinking that. I'm following you though. So the question was, you've been on D Live, what, about 5, 6 months now.
Yes.
You've been streaming a little over a year. So you've had equal amount of time on Facebook and D Live. So I'm just wondering, for people that are new streamers, kind of what brought you to D Live? What's the difference here over Facebook that you decided to take that chance and start streaming on D Live?
So with D Live, definitely the community over here is absolutely incredible. You're able to help support other creators here on D Live. You're able to go over, raid them, chat with them, hang out, show them support very easily. Uh, like with Facebook, you do have the stars that you can send other people. You know, like their videos, share out their videos and such. But it feels a lot more personal here on D Live. Be able to show your support a lot more here over here and show your support with hosting, sending the lemons, the ice creams, the diamonds. You're able to send over things that you've earned. You're able to earn from the chest as well and be able to show your support back that way too. And I feel like it's just a lot more personal here on D Live.
Yeah, I mean that's why I started streaming on D Live. I've never streamed before D Live, and I had no intention of being a streamer. But the community that I found on D Live was so interactive. You know, you're going from streamer to streamer. You're seeing a lot of the same people, right? So you're not just showing up to see the streamer. You're showing up to talk to all your other friends in chat. I've
Yeah,
I find that to be incredible, and I've never had those sort of interactions on Facebook.
that's it's definitely a nice blessing over here on D Live, that's for sure.
Yeah, and the Lino, what's your experience with Lino versus say the stars on Facebook? Do you find Lino easier to work with or just different?
I think the linear is definitely very easy to work with. I can only kind of talk about my experience with the stars on Facebook. I know everyone's had their kind of like their own experience with it, but the star system on Facebook, it's a tier system. So for the free stars anyway, so there's a bronze tier, silver tier, and gold tier. And the more you stream, it's different streaming hours per 7 days that bumps you up in tiers essentially.
Mm.
So the higher the tier, the more likely your viewers are to get some free stars to send your way. It's like 100, 200 stars. I don't know if they've changed it recently or not. So if anyone else from Facebook wants to let me know, but your viewers, while they're just sitting there watching, can earn free stars to send your way. Um, and if you have those stars sent to you, you can't just go and send them to another streamer like you can here on D Live with the
Mm.
Linos. The Linos, I like those because they'll sit there and you don't have to cash them out right away. You can hold on to them and send them to another streamer as well to show your support
Mm.
with the Lino that you've earned. So it's readily accessible to you to do what it is that you want to do with it, whether it is to lock it away, whether it's to send it to another streamer, whether it's to put it into the chest and open it up for the viewers to use it, or to cash it out. You have options with the Linos, whereas the Facebook stars, it goes into a pool to build up to the $100 mark, and then comes out after the 30 or 60 days.
So I mean, that's actually a huge point because I have no experience with Facebook stars. I never did that. But while I was on Twitch, it's easier, in my opinion, on Twitch to do a $5 a month subscription to a streamer, and it reoccurs every month. But it's way harder, in my opinion, to tip somebody on Twitch. And I really didn't do that much on Twitch. I subscribed, but I didn't really
Right.
donate. On D Live, I donate every day. Like it's just that easy. I'll stream, I'll make Lino, I go watch the streamers that I like and give them Lino back.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a breeze here, literally here on D Live. D Live makes it very easy. Um, like Priest says, there's definitely an incentive to chat here, so it really gets conversations rolling a lot easier. And people do enjoy chatting to help build up towards the chest and just hanging out and chatting with everyone else in chat or with the
Hmm.
streamer as well. Like sometimes I'll be talking to my chat, something will happen in the game, I'll focus on the game for a second, then I'll look back at chat's still wrong because they're all talking with each other. It's like, well, I don't want to butt in on the conversation. It's like, I'm still.
That's funny. I don't want to interrupt my chat's conversation.
Because sometimes they'll just have this, they'll have a very in depth conversation going on, and it's like, "Oh, I don't want to interrupt my chat. I'll let them keep chatting."
No, that's funny, man. And I second that. Like a lot of times you're just background noise so that all your friends can hang out in your chat.
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
It's awesome. And somebody actually said in chat the difference they find on D Live as opposed to other streaming platforms is that the streamers tend to communicate more with their chat than other places.
Yeah, it's like I definitely for myself I enjoy talking with everyone in chat as much as possible. It I haven't had to set up a whole chat scene just so I could stop what I'm doing and sit there and chat with everybody and hang out and talk.
Hmm.
Because I definitely if people come by on and chat, like I am more than happy to stop what I'm doing and chat with them.
Do you find
And
that difficult when you play like a first person shooter like PUBG?
Uh, with PUBG, it has a little bit of slower periods. It's not kind of like Apex where it's constantly fight, 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 fight the whole time.
Mhm.
PUBG has its hit and go moments where I can literally, I'll sit there and auto run. It gets me killed a lot. I'll be honest, it gets me killed a lot when I'll stop and I'll look off to the right, I'll be chatting with chat, and then I'll look back like, oh, there's a guy there. But I honestly, I like putting the chat first over the game. But it does get me killed a lot. Especially when I'm trying to drive and chat at the same time. It just
uh,
half the time.
I could second that, man. I was playing American Truck Simulator for a while, driving an 18 wheeler at 100 miles an hour in the LA freeway, trying to chat, look back, and I'm flipping my truck.
Right.
But to be honest, my audience is just there for the crashes anyway. So
I mean,
they
for some reason, my audience seems to think that I'm like the worst driver out there or something, but I'm definitely 100% the best Amish driver out there, guys. The best one.
the only Amish driver out there, and he's not Amish. Well, forget the guy's name's Lord Amish, and he's not Amish. That's okay, whatever, man. Whatever. I'm not no judgment here, man. Okay, let's see. Zookeep TV says as a viewer sponsor of Lord Amish, he talks to his chat more than any streamer on Twitch. It gives a more personal feeling. Well, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, I did just get sponsored by that guy too, just recently for Creative Customs, and he's pretty cool dude.
Yeah, and so someone brought up a good point, which we've talked about on other fireside chats. Actually, the big question, based on the amount of people actually on D Live, the room for growth is minimal compared to other sites. Do you see it changing? And I would say, well, it's a new site, so obviously there aren't as many people on it. But they had this big promo recently and brought PewDiePie over from YouTube to D Live, and in 2 months the user base has increased by 67%.
Right.
So the growth it's coming, right? It takes time, it's coming. But do you find that was that giving you pause? Because when you joined in December, none of that had happened. It wasn't even being talked about, right? So did you did you find that intimidating to switch from a large platform where you could get 1,000 or more viewers to D Live, where maybe you get a dozen or 2 dozen when you start?
It was a little bit intimidating, but doing the whole restream, being able to stream to both, definitely made it a lot easier of a transition period.
Mm.
Um, because I would still have the viewership from Facebook at the same time of trying to build a viewership over on DLive as well. And then transitioning some of the viewers from Facebook over to DLive, and that really helped out, put me a little bit more at ease. And still doing the restream is definitely has made things a lot easier, in my opinion. Anyway, moving from one platform to another, and I think that's the biggest thing is if you want to test out a new platform and you already have a viewer base on another platform, that's nice with DLive. DLive has no problem with you restreaming to
Hmm.
another platform. Like they encourage it. They want you to tell people about DLive,
Hmm.
and they don't want you to lose your viewer base just stream on DLive.
Right.
So the transition from Facebook to DLive really wasn't too bad. At the time, there was a lot of bugs because they were still working on the Android and the iOS app. They actually didn't have the iOS app at the time. It was a beta app at that time.
Hmm.
So
I would
a lot of
argue
people
it may still be.
well, I don't use iPhone, so I don't really know for sure iPhone side, but it's constantly a work in progress with DLive, and I think it's definitely going in the right direction. But as a new streamer coming over to DLive, I would say it's definitely everyone has a chance. It's keeping up with consistency. Chat, like biggest thing is definitely talking to your chat.
Mm.
Always communicate with your chat. Keep an eye on chat. Even if you have nobody watching, someone's going to come in and chat. There's going to be someone. And you have to make sure that you're ready to chat with that person when that person comes in. And then it all starts there with that first person that comes by.
Hmm.
And then it's just going to continually grow from there. It's it's going to feel rough at times and you may get down on yourself a bit, but you can't get down on yourself. You have to just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep going. It's not going to always be an easy start. I got very lucky at the time that I started on Facebook and I was able to stream to that Facebook group. That helped me out tremendously. So not everyone's going to have that opportunity like I had to start off like I did to help me out, get that little bit of a jump start. Um, but it's definitely, I feel like making sure you are ready to talk with your chat. Just keep having fun. Don't get upset during the stream. Don't try not to get down yourself.
Yeah. And
Just stay positive.
do you find do you talk even when there's no viewers, or if you perceive nobody interacting in chat?
Um, I try my best to, especially whenever I start the streams. Right at the start, like there's gonna be typically no one's there right at the start, but I'll still start the stream saying, "Hey everybody, hope you're all doing well today. We're going to be playing, some PUBG today, and we'll get the stream rolling." And then just try and keep on chatting, and then someone's gonna end up popping in, and it just starts off there with that first person coming in.
Do you find it difficult to keep up with multiple chats? Like you're a restreamer, so you've got chat on DLive and you've got chat on Facebook. How do you juggle that?
So the Facebook chat is definitely a lot slower, so it's
Mm.
not so hard to manage that one as much anymore. Since there's usually just a couple people that come on by on Facebook, so I just have to make sure I keep an eye and be able to chat with them whenever they pop in. But other than that, I mainly focus on D Live since the Facebook side's a bit slower.
Mm.
But it's at times it's you kind of know whenever to start chatting with them and when not to, because sometimes they have their own chat going on and then you have your game. So you kind of manage whenever to pop into chat and such.
Now, I've actually found, and I think maybe it's because I'm not known as a gamer, but when I try to play, like, I've been on a kick with this car mechanic simulator for a while, and I notice, you go from a couple dozen viewers normally to like two, three, because nobody gives a damn if you have every Ferrari in the game or every McLaren or every Porsche, but I do. So it's funny because I've had people come into to chat and be like, I don't like cars. I'm like, I'm sorry. And then they're like, but I want to talk to you. I'm like, okay. So I turn the game off and I make it full screen and I start talking and my numbers jump 20, 30 people in 10 minutes. Like it seems the crowd on D Live, they want to hang out. They want to chat. They don't give a damn if you're playing a game or not. And it
Right.
seems like they prefer if you don't.
Yeah, it definitely seems like a lot of people here do enjoy chatting, and I'm okay with that. Like I'll still if you're able to multitask playing a game and chatting with people, then that's more power to you. I try my best to do that as much as possible, but sometimes it's just when chat's rolling, you just gotta stop what you're doing and just talk to chat at that
Mhm.
point.
Well,
You gotta give the people what they want every once in a while.
well, so let's actually get really simple and talk about streamers. Like, what is streaming? What is that? Like, what is it that we are actually doing for other people?
So I'd say what we're doing for other people is, providing them entertainment, um, kind of showing them a, a little bit of our life and what we enjoy doing.
Hmm.
Um, I'd say like that's pretty the most dumbed down version of it a little bit. Um, I think of it as kind of like how I think of it is kind of like a TV show that you come by to watch every once in a while. I don't know if you could agree on that or not.
Oh, absolutely. I feel exactly like if you're streaming every day or like on a regular basis, that's exactly what it is. You're just another channel on the internet or television that people can watch.
Right. And it's one that you can interact with a
Hmm.
lot as well and get to
See,
know them a bit more too.
I think that's actually the key right there. I think that's key because yes, we are providing entertainment sometimes through conversation, sometimes through gameplay, but the difference with a YouTube video or a TV channel or a movie, you can't ask the actor, hey, what does that food taste like? And they go, oh, well, it's pretty good, you
Right.
know? Like you can't get that. So I think maybe I think you nailed it. Like the difference with live streaming versus other forms of entertainment online is that we interact with them. So if you're not
Exactly.
interacting with your chat, you're defeating the entire purpose of being a live streamer.
Exactly. Being able to chat with them like that's interacting with them is what makes it a live stream at that point. It's happening right then and there, and you get to know what's going on right at that moment. You get to
Ex-
see it as it's happening.
exactly. So quick question. I see a crown on your shirt, but I can't see the rest of it.
Oh, here.
Let's talk about the shirt, man.
The shirt,
Lord
the Lord Amish
Amish.
shirt.
That's freaking awesome.
So good old Miss actually did my design and a little demonics logos
Who did you
and
cut out when you said it?
Mr. Tricky.
Okay. I've heard his
And
name. I've heard his name.
he's done our designs and he does a phenomenal job. He actually just got done building a website for the two of us as well. He also did a since Demonic and I are partners, he made a Demonic Amish logo for us. So now we even have a Demonic Amish logo, and all that is on our merch store that we have. So we have all Demonic Amish and Lord Amish and a little demonic t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, beanies. It's a bunch of cool stuff that we got right now.
Do you want to drop a link in chat for us for your merch store?
I can drop the. Do you mind if I drop the website because they'll have a link for
Right, sure,
the merch
sure.
store too.
Just give you a plug, man. So if you guys are looking for some of that sweet Lord Amish gear,
Maybe
it's
pull it up for real.
custom merch, man. So before you had custom merch as a streamer versus after you had custom merch, what changed? What does it do for you?
So with the merch, it's something that we can give back to the community. So we've
Hmm.
done a for a previous tag along Tuesday that we did, we ended up doing a giveaway for some of the viewers that came in, and we sent those out. So they should be getting them this week, actually, getting some merch that they could have, just kind of represent, that something that they can have from us, essentially, and be able to show off, like the Lord Amish, a little demonic Amish. The demonic Amish is kind of the something that they can support both of us
Hmm.
with and kind of show their support for us that way.
I mean, that's interesting that because I wasn't expecting that answer. I was expecting like, well, it's a way to make a little extra money or residual income, but you went straight to, well, it's a way to kind of give stuff to the viewer. I like that.
Yeah, it's like for Demonic and I, we definitely like giving back to our viewers as much as we can. And I think that's definitely important to do.
Now, what to like as a loyalty thing? Is it like why do you feel that's so important?
So for me, it's I don't feel like it's better to build up a community that way, giving back to them because they're already supporting us so much by coming by, hanging out, chatting with us all the time, always being there for all of our streams, sending donations our way, whether it be like a lemon ice cream, a diamond ninja guinea, or whatever. Like every single bit, like we appreciate every single bit that they come by and donate, and we just want to be able to give back to them and show them what we've been able to do with those donations that they sent our way. We've been able to create a merch store. We've been able to create a website now. This is all because of our viewers that have come by so much. So we want to be able to give back to them because of that.
See, that's awesome. I mean, did you do that sort of thing on Facebook, or has that just been a D Live thing?
Ever since coming to D Live, it's definitely skyrocketed a lot more. And a little Demonic and I weren't fully partners until, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but it wasn't until January. It was December or January, sometime in that time frame of us coming over to D Live. Like we were streaming a lot together, but then we decided to form Demonic Amish in December, January timeframe. And that's whenever things really kicked off. We built a Discord channel together. We now have this website together. We have the merch store together. So it's been ever since coming to D Live, things have been able to kick off. We've been able to do a lot more together and be able to give back to our community that way.
And that wasn't possible on the same level on Facebook?
Correct. It was definitely, for us anyway, it was definitely a lot harder to be able to give back to the community that way, just because of the star system.
Hmm.
And here it's definitely a lot easier for the viewers to be able to um, show their support a little bit easier this way here on D Live.
On when you said you came to D Live in December, of that'd be December 2018. It's now the end of May 2019. So how long did it take you to become a verified partner on D Live, and like basically what does that mean to you? What did it do
I
for
think
you?
I think it was either the end of January or the beginning of February.
So about 2 months.
About 2 months, yeah. Because I streamed a little bit here and there during December, but then I really started streaming a lot in January.
Hmm.
And so it took about 2 months, and then I got the verified partnership. And becoming a verified partner definitely felt like an honor. It felt like an amazing achievement that I got at that point. It really made me feel like I was a part of something here on D Live, and especially getting my foot in the door right at the beginning of D Live and watching it grow from what it was in December to what it is now. And
Hmm.
it's just been amazing to be part of this journey of D Live. And I'm just happy that I've been here since then and got to watch all of it and being a part of it. So it's definitely been an honor.
That's awesome. So have you noticed any difference in like how much Lino you make or the viewers since you became a partner? I mean, we do get a 10% increase return on content
The content
bonuses.
bonus.
Yeah. Have you noticed? I mean, has that been helpful?
So that has been pretty nice. I just want to make sure I got the question right. So
Have
the
you
donation for the donation part, it's been fairly consistent each month. Um, Anywhere between like 80 to the 100,000 mark each month. The donations have definitely been fairly spot on. Being able to go out and I just want to make sure I repeat that question one more time.
well, so basically I was asking, what kind of changes have you noticed since you became a verified partner in general in terms of viewers or donations, or like we were talking about content bonus return?
Okay. All right. So the content bonus has definitely been very helpful. Being able to get that 10% back for each of the streams that I do, and that helps me be able to have extra to be able to send out to other streamers that I want to go out and support a bit as well. Um, but the being able to lock away Lino as well, that helps out tremendously with some extra Lino that I can go out each day and be able to send a little bit extra support. Um, has definitely been helpful as a verified partner for sure.
Actually, they're teasing you about the Dr. Pepper. I've actually no like. It's funny when I log in now. The first thing I do is check my Lino wallet to get my daily Lino rewards for my locked in points and my content bonus because I stream every day, so I get a content bonus every day. And then
Right.
I go watch other streamers and tip out till I'm at zero, and then stream for a while, make more Lino. Then I go watch streamers again and tip out more Lino.
It's a nice little circle that the the Leno system has.
Yeah,
I definitely like being able to log in and have that content bonus and the locked point bonus that I can go and claim and then be able to use to chat with another streamer and show a little bit of support that way as well.
exactly. So question: do you use social media to promote yourself as a streamer, to promote D Live, and if so, what social media and what would you recommend for new
So
streamers?
so I use Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and I try to promote it out as much as possible through those. I have the with the website now. I have the website link to all of those, or on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Twitter now. So that link on there will actually have links to DLive. It'll have it to all the other social media links, to all those sponsors on there. So now with the website, it definitely helps with promoting DLive a lot more as well now.
Hmm.
So every time I go streaming on Facebook, I mention on there that I'm a verified partner on DLive, and I have a link for my DLive channel and how people can find it if they don't know what DLive is. They know how to be able to go to DLive for each of my streams that I do on Facebook, as well as I'm very bad about keeping up on Twitter, but I try my best to. But I always put a link up there for every time I'm going well, for most of the time that I'm going live, so that people are able to see on Twitter that I'm streaming on DLive as well. So it's and then on Instagram as well, I'll do some photos on there every once in a while, and I'll mention something about DLive, and I'll tag DLive in it too, so people know it's all on DLive.
And do you like something that I did that I don't know if you've considered, but I have a website for my author stuff, obviously writing books, but I also bought authorjoeholt.tv and I forward that to my D Live page. So,
Okay.
right, so if somebody Googles your name, they author like dlive.tv/author Joe Holt will be way down the list. But authorjoeholt.tv will be much higher on the list because it's exactly my name and what they're searching for. So if you had lordamish.tv and forward that to your DLive page, if somebody typed in Lord Amish, it would be one of the very first returns for them.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, just it's just a way to increase the number of links that will show up when somebody searches your name specifically.
Oh, for sure. That's definitely very handy to have that for sure.
Yeah, and the other thing I would recommend on your website or any social media, any photos that you use, make sure to title the name of the photo with obviously be descriptive of what's in the photo, but then do like an underscore and put your name, Lord Amish, after that, maybe even underscore D Live after that. So then if somebody's searching in photos for your name, that'll pop up. If they're searching for D Live, your photo will pop up with your name. So it's it's kind of little back end stuff that helps you get more exposure, and or more likely if somebody's searching your name to find you.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely makes sense for sure.
Now, how do you feel about tweeting out every stream? Do you do that? Do you find like people quit paying attention to your tweets if you do that?
I feel like for Twitter, I am still a bit newer to it, so I'm kind of learning the ropes as I go along. But I feel like tweeting every single time you go live, people will just start to kind of ignore that. They
Hmm.
don't, I feel like people don't want to see that every single time. Definitely just trying to change things up, just do tweet about your day, talk
Hmm.
about something that interests you or something on there. Just kind of change things up a little bit. I think on Twitter will end up being a bit more beneficial in the long run. Do something funny on there. Like people like funny things. They like to laugh. They like a good laugh.
Actually, I really like
But
your point because my brain, I'm autistic, so my brain's kind of like on or off, all or nothing. Is that another Dr. Pepper? No, just
maybe.
kidding. And so in my mind, I was like, well, I generally only tweet my streams if I have a live podcast, a fireside chat, right? That way I can link the guest. I can link your account, and we can link our D Live accounts. But I like what you said about even if like don't tweet like I stream every day, so I don't put on Twitch I'm streaming every day because people know, right?
Right.
But I like what you said about we'll just do something else, make crack a joke, put a photo up of something else, right? It's just because you're not tweeting your stream doesn't mean you shouldn't be active still.
Yeah. Like every once in a while, if you have kind of like Bill Creek said, if you have the change the game or change an event or have a big event going on, it's definitely good to post that up on Twitter.
Hmm.
Um, but if you have a set schedule, it's probably not going to be as beneficial to tweet out whenever you're streaming because
Hmm.
people are already going to know
Hmm.
that you're streaming at that point. So it's going to be good to kind of change things up a little bit. And then if there is a major event or changing what you're going to be doing for the day, then that's going to be whenever you want to tweet that out and let them know.
And I have found like the whole hashtag thing. My this is how old I am. My kids had to teach me what hashtags were and why I should use them. Um, but you basically we when I was a kid, we called it the pound sign. Okay,
Right.
and it was on a phone, and it was the pound sign and the star sign. Now it's a
Right.
hashtag, and people laugh at me when I call it the pound sign. But whatever. Moving on. I just want to say it's important if you're on a site like Twitter, it's important to use hashtags. That's how people find you.
Yes. Even on Instagram too, like if you post up a photo, it's good to use the hashtags as well and to be able to get uh, people to recognize the post that way because people will search certain keywords at times.
Mm.
And if your photo has that keyword in it, then they're going to see it. And that just helps
Mhm.
with the outreach for it that way as well.
Yeah, like a good example for me is we're doing this what I call fireside chats, but people wouldn't know to look for fireside chat. However, they would look for live podcast, right? Because people want to listen to live podcasts. So I've noticed that I've been bringing people to D Live who've never heard of D Live or live streaming, just or like gaming live streaming, just because they want to watch a live podcast. And so it's
Right.
nice to find that you get new viewers who wouldn't be here on the platform otherwise, except you use that hashtag.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely the hashtags are very important with the websites now to be able to have that outreach and people are able to find it a lot easier that way with all the hashtags.
Right, and actually, Pilcreech made a good point. There are plenty of retweet accounts on Twitter, like DLive retweets. And
Yeah.
let me pull up my Twitter real quick, guys, because we're part of this show. What we try to do is to help others, new people who are trying to stream, that want to stream, who are maybe already streaming and they're not sure what to do to help. Here's actually, guys, if you look in chat, I'm going to put a list of hashtags that I use on Twitter and start using them. They'll help. So we've got DLive, DLive Fam, DLive TV, Community, Stream on DLive, DLive Family, Official DLive, DLive Retweets, and DLive Unified. If you start using those tags when you tweet out something about DLive, they will pick you up, they will retweet your information, you'll notice a lot more interaction. And it really helps tie the community together too, because if I go to Twitter and I want to find some new streamers, let's say, I can use like DLive Family, right? Stream on DLive, any of those hashtags, and now I've got a whole new list of streamers that I maybe never found before.
And it definitely helps out with the outreach. Using the official DLive Unified, you definitely, like you have it posted there, you want to make sure that you do the at them as well. I could be wrong on that because I am still kind of learning the ropes on Twitter, but adding them kind of gets their notice a little bit more as well, on top
Right.
of the hashtags for the other keywords.
Well, so let's explain the difference. A hashtag puts you in a category. So if somebody
Okay.
searches Twitter for DLive, hashtag DLive, and you've used that hashtag, they'll find your account. The difference between adding the at symbol in front of it is that's actually the name of a specific account and you want to get their attention. So they will see in their alerts on Twitter anybody that added the at official DLive or at DLive retweets, that'll pop up on their account now, and they'll be more likely to retweet your tweet or comment or right like it, share it, because you're showing it to them specifically with the at symbol.
Okay, so then they'll get notified with the at symbol at that point, whereas with just the
Exactly.
hashtag, it's just a category at that point.
Right. If you put like hashtag DLive retweets, they may not see it. But if you put at DLive retweets, they'll definitely see it.
I gotcha. It
Yeah.
definitely makes a lot more sense that way.
Yeah. So you don't need to hashtag DLive retweets because people aren't looking for DLive retweets. You need to
Right.
at DLive retweets because you want that account to retweet your post.
Okay.
So it sounds like another language if you've never been on Twitter or tweeted or hashtagged. And that's what we're trying to do is like break the mystery surrounding these things. Because is this
Exactly.
I didn't know any of this stuff before I started streaming and doing these podcasts and started exchanging information with other streamers. So these have been as helpful for me to learn things as they are for other people.
Right. And Pilgridge brings up a good point too. That's something that I try to do myself as well, is composing your tweets properly.
Hmm.
You put the bulk of your important information at the top,
Mm-hmm.
and then I kind of like doing this that he's saying as well. Do separate lines for the at official DLive, at DLive retweets, at DLive unified, and then the hashtags on another line as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just below all the main information, just kind of make a gap between it, because then it'll just look a bit clearer, I would say.
Yeah, it adds a visual weight to the information. Instead of it just being a clump of blue links, it's actually lines of information that way.
Exactly.
I like
And
it.
also, I've noticed too. I'm pretty proud of myself for this as well. I've gotten a bit better with the GIF game. Having a GIF on there, something animated to go with your tweet, something relatable.
Hmm.
I feel like that helps make it stand apart a little bit more as well.
Actually, I don't have any experience with that. Is that built into the tweets?
Yes, so you can actually click. There's a box PC anyway that says GIF, and you can click on that, and then you can type in some keyword, whatever keyword you think will be relatable to the tweet, and then it'll pop up with some GIFs that are relatable to that keyword that you typed in.
Hmm. I might have to write. I'm taking notes, man. This is
It's
stuff
just
I'm
like
trying to
little
learn.
things that I've been picking up a little bit on here and there. I've always been bad about like trying to put GIFs out there, but it's, yeah, like Fire said, definitely a lot easier to do on PC than on phone.
Yeah. Obviously, well, I think pretty much anything is because the computer websites seem to be much larger, right?
Yeah,
Where they
and it's
for
definitely designed around a PC
hmm.
setup as well.
You know, and what I noticed too is it's I guess it's important to note like most of our viewers on D Live are on a mobile app watching us. And
Right.
so the bit rates you stream at for your camera, for your game, how much bandwidth it's going to take for them to view your stream, that becomes an issue.
That it does. That was something that I had to actually adjust whenever I came over to DLive. I didn't understand that that was actually a problem. I didn't, for me, I don't have a whole lot of computer knowledge, but I've learned a little bit and I found out that adjusting your bit rate is actually very important to do. If you
Extremely.
have your bit rate extremely high, that's going to work for people with very good internet connection and a good viewing system to be able to view it on. But if you're on a phone with lower internet quality, you're not going to be able to watch the stream.
Yeah. And
Like
it's
it's just
if
not going to be able to happen.
when it buffers out, you know, once or twice, they're just going to go somewhere else.
Exactly. So it's worthwhile to sacrifice some bit rate for the larger majority of people to be able to still view the stream. For myself, I was running at 9K. I feel like there's no reason to run at 9K bit rate. There's just
That's a lot.
yeah, it's extreme amount, and I didn't realize that was a problem. So definitely, I dropped it down to 4K, and I stream at 4K bit rate, and I stream at 1080p, and I have zero problems at all. And it's helped out with a lot of people with viewing, especially here on DLive, where we definitely need a little bit more of a stronger internet connection to be able to view on it.
Hmm.
Lowering your bit rate is just going to help your viewers out a bit more to be able to view, and it's still going to be at 1080p quality, so it's
Hmm.
okay to lower your bit rate down. Yeah, it's 9K was a bit rough. I didn't realize that that was a thing. It's I'm learning still. I'm still learning computer stuff along the way.
Oh, me too, man. I like my brother, that bad doggy is actually one of my real life brothers. And he's a web developer, graphics design artist, overlays, transitions, the websites, the whole thing. And I had to get him on Discord on a screen share to even help me set up OBS, right? The different scenes and transitions. I mean, if you've never streamed before, it's overwhelming the amount of little things that you need to learn. That, you know, it's not as simple as turn on your camera.
Right, there's a lot more to it.
Yeah, so I know that viewers from other platforms are used to seeing a lot of custom alerts and interaction with donations. So just for you guys that are new to the platform, I'm going to link a website that we all use for our custom alerts and pushing things to chat. It's called Tidy Labs, and it's tidylabs.stream. I dropped a link in there. Anytime you see people with custom gifts and images when you donate, anytime you hear custom sounds, all of that you can do through tidylabs.stream. And right now, it's the only way to modify your alerts on DLive. So it's good to know. But I don't know if you noticed this, Lord Amish, but something new that was just added to DLive. You know, you can clip pieces of these interviews, right? Well, what's
Right.
cool, actually, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make a clip while we're talking about it. DLive just added the option to clip a live broadcast from the screen. So if you mouse over our screen right now, in the bottom right, there's a clip option. And if you click on that, it'll automatically start clipping the current scene. You used
Oh,
to, sweet, huh?
yeah, that is pretty
You
nice.
used to have to go to Tidy Labs, log in, go to the clip screen, put in the name, click, you know what I mean? And now literally you just mouse over the screen, there's a clip option. It's
Well,
amazing.
I thought they had that for a little while. It was you had to have I don't know if they changed it up recently or something, but you had to have a separate plugin on at least on Chrome when I used it. you had to have a separate plugin for it, and you were able
Oh,
to download that. Is that something that they've just now fully implemented without the plugin?
I've only seen it today, maybe yesterday. I think just today. And like Pillcreech was saying, pretty sure that's a Chrome or Firefox only option. And I am, to be fair, I am using Firefox. So um, just know that, guys. If you're like, why don't I see it? Maybe it's because of the browser. I
Okay,
I don't have a
that's nice they
ton.
fully implemented that now.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't have a ton of time on other browsers like Internet Explorer and stuff because I find that Firefox runs most everything I want and in a cleanest way, right? They don't use so many cookies, they don't try to advertise to you or redirect you so much. So,
Right.
something else that I use, guys, that you might find helpful, sometimes the D Live screen locks up or lags out or whatever, and you have to stop your game, control alt out of the game to refresh and see what's going on. Well, you can get a add-on that's called a tab auto refresh for Firefox, and every 10 minutes, I just have it reload the screen. And you can do it less. I found you don't really need to do it less, but if you're having trouble, maybe every 5 minutes, and it'll auto refresh your page and the chat and everything.
Okay.
It's pretty nice, and then it's just one less thing that you have to do and worry about while you're streaming.
Right. And Amish is that's right too. The new mobile app. I don't know if you've viewed it on the mobile app or recently, but it now has it to where if you can actually minimize down the video and keep the video running while doing other things on your phone, like sending a text or like browsing something else on your phone. You can still have the video up and running on a minimized screen now.
By popping the, how do you pop it out to do that?
Um, you correct me if I'm wrong in chat, but you go to the video and then you actually can just go back to your home screen or something, and it'll minimize the video down, and it'll still be up while you use anything else on your phone at that time. I could be
Oh,
wrong on that
and
because I don't use it as much on my phone. I'm typically on the PC for it,
is that
but
on the iPhone that you're talking about?
so I use it on Android. Lady
Okay,
Amish has it on iPhone.
so it works on both.
Yes, turn your phone
Okay.
on.
Well, and the other thing you can do on DLive is you could actually pop the chat out. So, like, I have multiple screens. If I want to watch a streamer full screen, right? Some of these games they look like you're watching a movie. So
Right.
I'll make the screen or the actual scene full size, pop the chat out, put it on a different monitor, then I can still interact with chat.
It is nice to be able to pop the chat out. They had that initially, then I think they got rid of it for a while, and now they've brought it back, and that is super handy to be able to have, be able to pop the chat out, put it to another screen or something if you have an extra screen, and just be able to see the stream full screen. That I think is definitely a very nice feature that they have.
Well, it's something that it didn't occur to me, Lord Amish, originally, because like I said, I'm a new streamer, is different people are watching on different screen sizes. So from as small as a phone to a laptop to a gaming monitor on a PC, they're going to get a different visual experience with DLive, right?
Yeah,
So I'll give you an example. On my laptop, it's I don't know, that damn big. I don't know what the inches are. It's maybe 13-inch, 17-inch. It's a smaller screen. And I've noticed when I'm watching DLive on the laptop, I don't necessarily see all the like the lemon ice cream diamond, all the donation stuff. And so if or the follows, subscribe, maybe that doesn't show up on the screen, and they actually will have to scroll up or down to find it. So
right.
like I've had people go, well, how do I donate to you? I'm like, well, it's just right there. Well, I don't see anything. Oh, okay. What, you're using a phone or laptop? You gotta learn to tell people how to find the donations or follows depending on what platform they're using.
Yeah, I think it's definitely very important to kind of at least get an idea for, if you're streaming from your laptop or PC, I believe it's very important to know how the stream looks and works
Mhm.
on the different phones for iPhone and for Android because people are going to be watching from both. So being able to talk them through it will definitely be very beneficial for you and for the viewers that come in. And that way you can have answers for them to help talk them through it
Mhm.
and help them have a better experience here as well.
Yeah, it sucks when people come into your chat and ask you questions that you don't have the answer to, and
Yeah,
you're like, I like trying to be prepared, and most streamers on D Live are very helpful if you ask them specific questions. One thing, if you're listening to this and you come into my chat and you ask two questions, I'm not going to talk to you. The first question is, how do I stream and what should I stream? If you ask those two questions together, you're not ready. If
right.
you, right, like, how do I stream and what do I stream? Well, before you even consider streaming, you should have something to offer, some form of entertainment. Be an artist, be a musician, a cook, a gamer, a counselor, right? Whatever it is that you want to do, but bring something to the table to as a streamer. Then, when you know what you want to stream, then we could talk about hardware. We could talk about software, right? We could talk
Right.
about getting your streaming key and how to put that into OBS and all, right? And I
Yeah,
guess,
definitely.
go ahead, go ahead.
Definitely having an idea of what it is that you want to do. Because if you go and ask a streamer, what should I stream? Like, especially if you're a newcomer coming into the stream, like, we're not going to know what it is that you should stream. It's something that you have to think about and something that you enjoy doing, something that you would be able to show to others, something that you're comfortable with showing others of what it is that you want to stream.
Mhm.
Once you know what it is that you want to stream and that you enjoy doing, the important thing is make sure you enjoy doing it. Because if you try streaming something that you don't enjoy doing, it's not going to work well. Make sure it's something
Right.
that you enjoy and that you're passionate about. The more passionate you are about something, the more the better it's going to be. And once you know what it is that you're going to stream, then, like you said, then we can help you out on
Mhm.
what will work best for streaming that sort of thing. Or if we don't have the answers to that, typically we might know someone else that will be able to guide you better
Exactly.
on that specific thing because each type of streamer requires different things.
Mhm.
So, like a gaming streamer will require, well, are you going to be gaming on a PC or are you going to be gaming on an Xbox? Because that's going to be two different things.
Mhm.
Are you going to be doing chats? Well, there's different things they could be doing for just chats. Uh, are you going to be walking around and using a mobile device? It's all different things. So, if you know what it is that you want to do, then that's when you can start deciding on what it is that you want to do for your setup and set that up.
Yeah, because each style takes different hardware and
Exactly.
different software depending on the platform you're using to stream from. So that's a great point. So somebody asked in chat, the Zookeep TV, what's the hardest part of setting up D Live streaming, in your opinion?
Initially, it was actually figuring out how to actually set up the initial stream because I didn't know where to look. I think I didn't read through all the because DLive definitely has the step by step guides. They
Hmm?
can talk you through everything. I didn't look through all that. I just tried to do it on my own, and that was the part that was hardest for me trying to figure out how to set up the initial stream. Was just going setting up the title, the putting a photo in there for the video, putting it, getting the stream key and everything set up because I didn't know how to do all that. Once I figured that part out, it was very simple, and that was honestly probably the hardest part about setting up a D live stream was figuring out that initial part. Once you get that part down, which is honestly, I made it a million times harder than that needs to be as well. Like I did, just because we didn't know.
Hmm.
But that part's very easy. It's if you ever go to set up a stream, You just click on if you're on the PC, you just click on the little video tab next to your icon at the top right. You'll click on that, and there's encoding information in there. You make sure on OBS or Streamlabs OBS, you set it to, uh, correct me if I'm wrong on this, is the keyframe interval needs to be set to 2, but you have to
Hmm.
set your OBS to advanced settings to change that keyframe interval.
Hmm.
So
And
and
I
then you
linked
just
a
fill out all the
website.
information.
I linked a website for them, community.dlive.tv. That's where he talks about there's information available to help you stream. That's where you're going to find it. Community events, streaming knowledge, news, announcements, updates, everything. Because that's all available on the DLive Discord, which is important to mention while we're talking about all this. To
Yes.
become a verified partner on DLive, you need to be active on social media like Instagram, like Twitter, but you also need to be active on the DLive Discord because that's where they're
Exactly.
going to give you the announcements and updates.
And they'll do a lot of announcements on there if there's any big updates coming up, any big changes, any big events. Being there on the D Live Discord is going to be the place to be because they will let you know if you have any questions, need help and support. All that is available on the D Live Discord, and you can message them. The D Live team is always ready to pull out. That was actually another big factor of why I like D Live a lot on the Facebook is that you actually have a person that wants to help you out and figure out what the problem is and help you out. Whereas on Facebook, I don't think I ever got an actual human being to respond to me.
Hmm.
It was always a bot response over and over and over and saying the same exact thing. And that's the nice thing with D Live is that you have actual people responding to you and they will get back with you and help you out. And they are like super helpful
Well,
all the
and
time. And they love helping.
you can go through the DLive Discord and contact staff and guardians directly.
Exactly. They have an awesome team of people that are always willing to help. And if you ever see their name too, in the D Live Discord, that means that they've taken it was the champion quiz was the name of it, correct?
Hmm. Yeah, I
The
think we were
champion.
calling it the Lino quiz in the beginning, but champion quiz. Yeah, if you see a crown next to their name in Discord.
They'll have the base general knowledge of most things, and if they don't have the answer, then they can guide you to the person that should have the answer to it. So they'll be a good person to ask as well.
Yeah, and while we're talking about it, the D-Live Guardians, they have that special badge with the helmet on it. And this is the only live streaming website that has a team of all volunteers that help moderate the chat, that help answer questions, right? They're incredibly interactive and there's always someone available.
Yeah, and that's amazing that we have people like that that are willing to help out on their
Mhm.
free time. While and a lot of them too are streamers themselves.
Right?
So not only are they working and streaming, but they're volunteering their free time to be a guardian on this amazing platform
Hmm.
and to help people out.
So to answer that question myself, someone asked, what's the hardest part about setting up streaming to begin with? For me, it was setting up OBS Studio, setting up the transitions, setting up the different overlays and the scenes. That's a bit tricky. But what's great about it is once you have it set up, you can literally just leave it alone.
Exactly. Once you got that part going, then you're good to go.
Now let's start grabbing some of these questions out of chat. So Lady Amish asks, what has been the best moment that both of you have experienced while streaming on D Live? So you go first.
I would have to say probably hitting that 1,000 mark.
Hmm.
That was an
1,000
absolutely,
followers.
yes, that was an absolutely amazing moment hitting that mark. Um, I mean, it's a little bit of a toss up between that and getting the verified partner, because both were just tremendous moments of reaching those goals. Because 1,000 is like that. That's a big number to reach, and I think that was before PewDiePie came on over as well.
Mm,
That was just incredible,
hmm.
reaching that 1,000 follower mark and all the support and love and everything from everyone that came on over and helped reach that goal. That was absolutely amazing and incredible. I was super appreciative of everyone that came on over and helped out with that goal. That was absolutely amazing. And reaching that verified partnership as well, I just I felt incredibly honored to be able to reach that achievement of become a verified partner. So that's been for DLive, that's been absolutely amazing.
That's awesome. And I remember my first stream as a partner and being excited. I was dancing and like singing and like was on for hours. It was like a party, you know. It was nice because as a streamer, we're just sitting in our house alone talking to ourselves. You know what I mean?
Right.
So without the chat interacting, we're insane, right? But with the chat
A little
interacting,
bit.
now it's a job, you know. So it was nice to reach all the requirements and have the platform say to you, yeah, you know what, you're doing it right, and we see that and we appreciate you.
Yeah. And
So hitting that partner was a big deal.
yeah, it's absolutely incredible reaching that getting that verified partnership. It feels amazing.
Now, in terms of the best moment, I would have to say it happened off camera, but because of D Live. So I do these chats, bro. I call them late night bromances, right? Where we just love on each other and help each other. And so I met a streamer who wasn't doing so well, and over a couple of months, you know, he had some life struggles and was really having some problems, and I could tell, right? And so I reached out to him and offered to meet him in real life and encourage him and help him and stuff. And he actually came down to my house. He drove like 8 hours to get from where he lived to where I live,
Wow.
and he spent a week with me at the lake. And he had time to rest, right, and kind of unplug from his reality and recover and
Right.
hang out. And being able to help in a real way another human being like that, that's my best moment on D Live. Right? Like it wasn't actually on D Live. Well, we did some co-streams and stuff together while he was here, but just realizing, hey man, I'm not just sitting here talking to the wall. Like I'm actually reaching human beings and I'm helping them. I'm
Right.
entertaining them.
Like having that personal touch to it right there, that is absolutely incredible. And like showing them that you are an actual human being, that you're there able to help and support them. That
Yeah.
is absolutely incredible.
So somebody asked, and the wording's a little bit confusing, but I think I know what they mean. What have you changed since you started streaming? Like when you first started streaming to what you do now, are there some major differences that you learned and adapted?
So when I first started streaming, I definitely I wasn't very keen on watching my language at first whenever I streamed for probably I'd say the first 6 months of my stream.
Hmm.
Once I want to say it was probably December. Yeah, December-ish. That's whenever I decided I have I have kids that can buy and watch. I know for a fact that they're
Mhm.
kids that can buy and watch and hang out. Parents can buy and watch as well. Like I feel like I'm kind of setting an example whenever I'm streaming, and if I'm swearing often or allowing others to do that, like I just feel like that's not the example that I want to set for. And so I've decided to stray away from that. And that's what Demonic and I do now is that try and keep the streams as clean as possible. We know sometimes they'll slip up from time to time. It's like nobody's perfect at that, but we do our best to try and keep it clean as much as possible from that. So that's like a really big change that we did. For a while, whenever we played PUBG, we would try to do a bit more of a try hard games and try to win all the time. And that eventually was kind of like straining on us quite a bit. And we weren't having as much fun anymore. So we turned away from that and we we'll still compete in like some tournaments from time to time, but it's we enjoy more of just having fun, messing around, shooting each other when we're on the same team, or
Right.
just driving vehicles over hills and ramps and crashing vehicles. Like we enjoy having a lot of fun compared to just the try hard mode. I mean, we'll still win from time to time, and like it's fun. It's still fun winning. Like, don't get me wrong there, but it's definitely very important to make sure you have fun the whole time too, because then you'll just start getting upset that you're not winning every single game. And
Well, and it's more entertaining from your audience to see you having fun than being stressed out.
exactly, and people like to put a bounty on heads. Typically, I say no to the bounties, but Lil like to say yes. You know, at least he set a minimum quote for how much my head is worth for knocking me and killing me in a game.
All right, so I don't want to get too far behind with the questions in chat. So someone asked, do you feel like eating on camera is bad?
It really depends on the person. If people have stopped by and seen my streams often enough, I eat plenty of times on my stream. I feel like I'm okay with it. I feel like it makes it a little bit more personal. It shows that I do actually eat food, guys. I do eat something other than just Dr. Pepper. But I mean, it really depends on what you want to stream. If you want people to see you eating or not. Some people don't like it, so I'm okay with it. I mean, I feel like I'm kind of indifferent towards it, but I need food sometimes, and I think that for me anyway, I'm okay with doing it. Some of the bigger time streamers, they'll eat on camera, and then others don't. So there is no right or wrong there.
Well, I
I
can
feel
tell
like.
you that I don't eat on camera because these are dentures and I have to take them out when I eat, and that is not attractive. So I would never eat on camera, and you don't want to see a guy without teeth eating. I'm just saying.
Fair
So
enough. Fair.
you got to know your limits, you know.
Right.
So I think it depends, like he said, depends on the streamer, depends on what you're eating. There's an entire subculture I know in like Japan, and there's a name for it. It's escaping right now, of people that just like to watch people eat on camera. That's a thing.
Hey, some people like that.
I'm just saying, like
That-
you could literally stream yourself eating every day, eating slowly. That's what they do. They eat slowly on camera, and that's all they do. And there's an entire was just saying there's plenty of people who will watch that if that's what you want to do.
Right. I mean, everyone. That's what's nice about live stream. Everybody likes something that somebody's streaming.
Right, exactly.
There's something for everyone.
Just be yourself. Be yourself. There is definitely somebody interested in that, and it's the only thing that you can maintain for any length of time, right?
Right.
So someone asked if I knew you before streaming. Did we become friends because of D Live? Yeah, we met on D Live.
Oh yes.
Yep. I mean, honestly, like 80% of my friends right now I met them on D Live. Maybe 90%. I don't know. It's a lot. Like most of the people I talk to on a daily basis are on D Live. And we talk on Discord, Twitter, email, whatever, but it's awesome.
Yeah, I know. With Punchy asking that there, I did not know Demonic at all before streaming. I had actually met him through mutual friends on Facebook while we were streaming, and he was streaming as well, and we we
I'm trying to ignore chat too.
I
uh,
don't know if you've seen before, but Punchy did a bumper stream of himself, and that was absolutely hilarious. But um, so we met each other through Facebook streaming, and when we went to PAX East, that was actually the first time that we met each other in person and did a live stream together while we were there too.
oh,
And
nice.
that was awesome to be able to do that. Absolutely awesome.
So
And
to be clear, PAX East is what?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
To for people listening who don't know what PAX East is, can you explain what that is?
So correct me if I'm wrong. describing it, but it's basically a large gaming convention
Mm.
where
Mhm.
D Live had a booth there, so we were able to be there and be representatives and talk to other people from different platforms about D Live and D Live is a why they should come over to D Live and try it out and check it out.
Now there's a
And
PAX West coming up, right?
yes, that one's going to be in Seattle.
Mm.
That one's I don't know. I've heard mixed if D Live's going to have a booth there or not. I've heard yes, I've heard no. So I don't know for sure whether or not D Live's going to have a booth there, but they do have a lot of other um, gaming features there. And you're able to get out and chat with other companies there if you're looking to try and get sponsorships there. Going to PAX East, PAX West, those are definitely great opportunities to go there and meet other people too. I actually met some newer viewers that way at PAX East as well that didn't know about D Live. We were able to talk to many, many, many people about D Live, and a lot of people didn't know at that time. And we were able to tell them about D Live, get them excited for it, and they were able to come and check it out. And I feel like that's definitely a great opportunity for myself and Divine to do that.
Yeah, and there's a PAX East, PAX West, and also a PAX South. Just for those, I think it's East Coast, West Coast, and then probably Texas was the last one.
Yeah, Texas, the last one. The East Coast one, um, where was it? It was in Boston. And then the West Coast one is in Seattle, and South is in Texas.
And I believe I missed the one that PAX South this year because I had just gotten to D Live. I think it was January, if but I'm not sure.
I think that's when it was.
But I'm gonna be looking for the next one for sure.
Yeah, I don't know yet if we're wanting to go to the South one or not. We were thinking about trying to go west, but it seemed to be a bit more out of our price range, especially
Mm.
going from Florida all the way to Seattle. It's
Right,
literally on the other side
right.
of the
Well,
states.
that kept me from going to Boston. I mean, it's like a 26-hour drive or something one way. And
Yeah.
so I'm not like I love you, D Live, but that's too far for me.
This is it was a little distance, but it was definitely a fun experience to be able to go
Sure.
and check it out and chat with everyone there. Like met a lot of awesome people there. So I was super happy to be able to go and be a part of that.
Well, and even if D Live doesn't set up a booth at PAX West, you could still meet up with other D Live streamers. In the
Exactly.
we
Like,
don't need their permission to hang out.
oh no. You can definitely like you're able to reach out to other D Live streamers that are going, see who's going, what days they're going to be there, and it's very easy to meet up with people there and set things up, go out, chat with them, meet them in person. Like that's a nice thing for these conventions. It's a place to meet other people and chat with them and hang out and get to know them a bit.
Yeah, and I've interviewed a number of streamers who went to PAX East, and they every one of them said it was super cool to meet my favorite streamer in real life. You know, when they took pictures together, they streamed together, right? They become closer friends, basically.
Right.
Is
I
it
know Demonic and I actually got to meet Stone Mountain 64 while we were there as well, so
nice?
that was pretty cool too.
Is there going to be a UK meetup? Actually, I've heard rumors about it. I don't think there's one planned yet. However, a lot of my favorite streamers are in the UK that are on D Live, and they should all just get together. Make up your own
That would be
group
pretty cool.
and get together. Like I said, it's nice if D Live official puts something together, but you don't need their permission to meet each other and to hang out.
Exactly.
I would recommend it. So we always like to add a few helpful hints and tips and tricks towards the end of these things. Two that I would like to offer are about Lino specifically, which is it's a private currency at the moment on a test net. It's at a fixed price point of 1.2 pennies per Lino. They're
Right.
talking about making it a cryptocurrency, going to mainnet, which would allow the price to fluctuate based on supply and demand. There, I believe the old number was 6.5% increase in Lino yearly to control inflation. but also to supply more lino. And the two tips that I would offer about lino are, number one, if you're going to buy lino, the fees associated with the purchase are less on a computer than on a mobile platform. The fees change from like, I think 4.5% up to 30% if you're using mobile platforms. So if you're going to purchase lino, you'll get more lino for the same price on your computer.
Right. With all the mobile purchases that way.
Mm-hmm. And also, I've had people tell me if you're going to buy lino on mobile, instead of using the app, go to like a web browser or a desktop version, basically, of the site, and you'll be charged a less of a percentage.
Right, because that's going through directly just through the website itself, rather than through the app.
Yeah, so even if you can only buy on your phone, go through the browser instead of through the app, and you'll be charged a lower fee. Also, another note that I like to tell people about lino, if you want to donate to your favorite streamer and you're just catching their replays, which, by the way, replays are only available on the computer app at the moment, just to be clear, you won't see these on the phone. But it's the streams, the last however many streams from that particular streamer. So if you want to watch them and they're offline and you want to donate lino to them, even when they're offline, go to a replay video and you can donate lino at any time you want.
That's definitely a very handy tool that you're able to do that way as well.
Yeah, and you can also send lino directly from your lino wallet to somebody else's lino wallet. You just need to know the name that they use for the lino wallet, which can be different from the name that they stream under. So make sure to ask before you send lino directly wallet to wallet what their lino wallet name is.
Right.
So is there anything like that going to happen in Canada? Punchy, actually, I don't know for sure if DLive's going to do some sort of a meetup in Canada, but you could reach out to staff directly through DLive Discord and ask them if there's any plans, and they will tell you. But off the top of my head, I don't know for sure. You can watch replays on a tablet as well. That's good to know. Do you guys ever upload videos?
So I've uploaded one, but I haven't edited or cut down any videos in a very good long while. Once I have a bit more time on my hands again, I'm definitely going to try and start uploading a bit more videos and trying to post them up onto DLive. But it seems until DLive is able to get it available on the DLive app for the phones, it's kind of harder to push myself towards wanting to upload a lot more videos at the moment until people are able to view them from the mobile app at the moment.
And when in the beginning, I had like in the beginning of the year 2019, I actually had zero success uploading any video, and I tried different 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 hours, all kinds of different lengths videos. It would always hang up right before the end of the upload, and I kind of gave up. So maybe it's better now. I would have to take a look. Like I would like to upload all of these Fireside chats as uploads to DLive, but they're generally longer, 2-3 hours long, and it just doesn't seem to work. So
maybe you could cut it down into half or into segments, maybe, and put them up as like part 1, part 2.
Well, we need to talk about that after this. We were going to talk a little bit about video editing because I don't know how and don't have software. So if you can help me after.
I can do that.
All right, let's see. So next question. Oh, that's a good point, Fires. You can see the Lino wallet name under the user's earning tab. So Lino is on a blockchain, which is a public ledger, and underneath everybody's screen, there is an earnings tab. So that's good to know that their Lino wallet name is displayed there. Follow-up question on the uploaded videos. Do you think many people watch them? Obviously YouTube is the king of making video and uploading it and people watching. I would prefer if DLive doesn't try to compete in that field. So I don't get many people watching my replays just just in my personal experience. What's been your experience with that, Lord Amish?
It's definitely a smaller number of people watch the replays, but some people do enjoy through and rewatching the stream in their off time if not streaming. If that's someone that they enjoy streaming, they wanted to be there for that stream. It's something that is a nice feature that people are able to have access to and be able to go back and watch that stream.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
I agree. I wish it was a little bit easier to upload though. Or even like when you got done with the stream, if there was an option to save as upload,
that'd be
right?
pretty nifty.
Because the replay is already there, right? So they clearly have the information already. All they would need to do is transfer it over to this other tab, which would be easier for them to do than for us to do.
Right. Rather than
Like
having to download it and then re upload it.
exactly. Or even like what I do is I use OBS Studio to record every broadcast. Then when I want to upload, like say this fireside chat to YouTube, it's just the last recorded video.
Right.
Now,
Okay.
obviously, I have a larger hard drive to be able to save these videos, and they do take up quite a bit of space, just to note.
Right. Yeah, especially for like those videos that are an hour long, they definitely start taking up quite a bit of space.
Well, and most of us stream 6, 8 hours. I mean, these aren't small videos. Most movies are 2 hours long, and we're streaming 6, 8 hours a day.
Right. And that's a lot to go through and try and upload and such.
Hmm. Yeah, so I like the idea of being able to clip, but what is it, like 20 seconds or something that a clip is? Actually,
That's like 20 to 30 seconds in there.
ID lab. Let me see. So 30 seconds is what that clip is. So it would be nice if we could if there was an option like clip or maybe even clip that we could use for video, right? For a video upload. So let's say we're going to get into a specific part of the Q&A that I would like to save as an upload. I could hit start clip. We could talk for 10 minutes, end clip, and now that's available as an upload versus a replay.
That makes sense, yeah.
It just
That would
seems
definitely
like,
be a pretty handy feature to have.
yeah, I mean, if they want to encourage uploads, it needs to be easier to do and it needs to have a higher success rate. Because it's frustrating. You sit here for a half hour trying to upload a large video, it crashes right before it's done. You re-upload it, takes another half hour, it crashes right before it's done. I'm like, I give up. I'm not.
Yeah, I know the only attempts I've done on it was I think maybe a 5 minute video and I uploaded it and it went through pretty easily, but I haven't really tried to try uploading an hour long video at all.
Hmm. So let's see. My screen's reloading. Fires wants to know what improvements to the user interface would you suggest for DLive?
So other than on mobile app and having the replay option available to see those replays and videos, I'm more or less pretty happy with how the UI looks. I don't know about yourself there, but I definitely like the way it looks. They just redid it. It definitely looks very nice. I like how it has the community news on the side. I'm able to just easily click on that and go to that and see any new things popping up. The people that are live and following, I can see them there. It's the way they've redone it now. I definitely like it. It's not too overwhelming. All the information's there. I know where the information's at,
Hmm.
and it is very easy to use. It was a little confusing at first, trying to figure out where it all got moved to, but now that I'm used to it, it's definitely a lot easier to navigate everything on here.
Well, and that's why I said earlier, I think DLive should still be considered a beta product, not even an alpha product or a final release, because on a very consistent basis, the user interface is being updated and changed and upgraded. So it's not even, for me to even talk about what it should or shouldn't have or needs is irrelevant at this point because they're working very hard on changing it on a weekly basis minimum.
Oh
So
yeah,
based on the current user interface with like you were just talking about Amish with the left side of the screen, there are active streamers that you follow on the left side, but also community news. One thing that I would like to see different, when you click the little arrow to close that tab, it no longer, like when it used to be the three lines at the top left of the screen, you could click on it, would hide that. Now it's just
Right.
a little arrow kind of towards the middle of the screen on this side over here. You click on it, it doesn't hide the whole thing. It still leaves all the little circles up of all the people that are live. I would prefer it closed the whole tab. I would
I
also
gotcha.
I would also prefer that it remembered my preference. So every time my auto refresh on my browser reloads, it pops that panel back open, even though I have it closed. Right?
That
So
would be pretty handy.
like if I'm watching a stream, I like having that open. But if I'm streaming and I have my screen up so I can watch chat, I don't want to be distracted by the extra information over there.
I gotcha. Yeah, definitely. While you're streaming, you don't want to have extra stuff on the screen. Having
Yeah.
usually less is more whenever you're streaming. Definitely, you want to be able to see chat, see what's going on, and you don't want to be distracted by everything else that's on the screen that's going on as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's enough to keep up with as a streamer anyway. You know, your streaming software, like I use OBS Studio, you've got to have your stream up so you can communicate. You're
Yeah,
probably running some sort of a game, right? There's enough to do anyway. If you're restreaming, you've got another chat to keep up with.
exactly. There's always a lot going on.
Now, I like the fact that they moved the current viewers and donation to the top of the screen because it's less of a focus now, right?
Yes,
Like I
that is pretty nice.
like it used to be hard to ignore how many people you had in your stream. And if you get focused on if there's 2 people or 25 people or 100 people or more, you then your energy level changes based on if there's less people, you tend to have less energy. But those people want to be entertained just as badly as if there was more people in there. So
Exactly.
I like that
Always
it,
act like there's 1,000 people watching
yeah,
every
and
time.
if you don't have that energy, turn the stream off, take a break,
Yeah,
right?
it's if you're tired and you just are not in a streaming mood, like don't force yourself to stream
Hmm.
because it's just going to affect your stream at that point.
Yeah,
So
like
it like you said, it's definitely nice that they made it a smaller focus now, and so that people aren't focused on that as much anymore.
exactly. So, any guys, if you have any more questions, please throw them into chat at this time. Dude, I didn't even realize it, but we've been going 2 hours now.
Oh man, has it really been that long?
Yeah, we
It's
just
only
went
felt
over
like a few minutes.
2 hours. So I try not to stretch these out too long, just so we don't tire our brains. But if you guys have any last questions for us before we wrap this up, let me know in chat.
Why did I pick a red chair? So Santa actually got me this chair, guys, for Christmas. So I didn't have a choice. I think Santa liked red, so that's why I
You know
got
what's
this chair.
funny about that is my chair is blue, but
I know.
when I went to the store to buy a chair, they had one blue chair as a floor model and no blue chairs in the back. And they had
Really?
like a dozen red chairs in the back.
Oh
And I
jeez.
was like, I don't want red. I'm blue, I'm mellow, I'm cool, I'm calm, right? And I literally bought the floor model to have the blue chair. I regret it. The wheels are coming apart, the cushion's already worn out,
Oh no.
but I don't regret it because it's blue.
Right.
It's
The
blue,
blue
damn it.
chair is definitely good, but I can't be mad at Santa for choosing red.
Oh, no, no, no. But what you can do, like I did on mine too, is I added a blue cushion. You could add a something over it, like in Hawaii we call them pareo or sarong, like a wrap. You could throw that over the chair and give it another look if you
Okay.
wanted. Just saying, if you wanted.
I gotcha.
There's been so many butts in this chair, dude. There was way too many butts in my chair before I got it. The cushion was flat. I could feel the hardware. When I sat down, I had to
Oh,
put a
that's so
cushion on it.
good.
Actually,
See,
I'm look.
I'm happy I got this chair because the cushion I had in my last chair was definitely there was no cushion left at that point,
And it's
and I just
important that you have a good chair if you're going to be sitting in front of your computer for hours at a time.
oh yeah, my back. I have a bad back myself after jumping out of planes and everything and carrying a bunch of weight around all the time. It affected my back tremendously. I've got wedging in three parts of my spine, and when I'm sitting here for long periods of times, it is very important to
Were you
have a nice, comfortable chair to help out my back a lot.
were you in the military?
I was for 3 years, active army.
Wow. Hoorah, man.
Yeah.
I was a Marine.
Okay. Nice.
Almost 7 years. Same thing,
Well,
bad back.
yeah. It's a going trend with the. I don't.
Yeah, back, knees, hips, ankles. Yeah, I feel you, man.
Anything important to the body is kind of hurt a bit.
Actually, Bad Doggy makes a good point. Probably important not to drink so much soda, buddy.
Probably important not to drink so many Dr. Peppers, but they helped me get through my kidney stone, okay? They helped
What?
me pass my kidney
I
stone.
thought soda would make kidney stones worse.
No, it definitely helped. It helped.
Okay, okay. All right. Well, you tell yourself whatever you want, buddy. Probably
But no, there's water in Dr. Pepper. It helps keep me hydrated.
I'm drinking actual water, by the way. It's like it's clear. I don't know. You may have seen it before.
Oh yeah. Actual water. Even when I was overseas, I still had Dr. available to me.
Dr. Pepper. Actually, when I was a Marine, I served from 95 to '02, and our big thing was Mountain Dew. We were literally addicted to Mountain Dew, where I'm drinking like 3-4 liters a day. And we went on a ship, and there was no Mountain Dew on ship, and literally like the entire avionics shop had to detox for like 3 days from Mountain
Oh
Dew.
jeez.
Like the shakes, headaches, like it was crazy. You don't realize how addicted especially the like Dr. Pepper, Mountain Dew, the heavy sugar sodas are.
Oh yeah. Like Mountain Dew is definitely on another level. I think it's got I can't drink Mountain Dew. It's just too much sugar in it and I
Well,
can't do it.
I mean, I guess it's important to note, like, as streamers, we tend to go for what's easy, right? Chips and fast food and sodas and energy drinks to maintain focus. I mean, there's something to be said for taking care of yourself. Even if you're a streamer, you need to eat right. You need to hydrate. I notice a lot of us don't hydrate well. Don't drink water. Don't, we'll go be on stream for hours and you'll never see them take a drink of anything. And that's actually detrimental to your health.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you have something to keep yourself hydrated, especially for your streams.
Yeah, I mean, talking, you actually use a lot of moisture when you talk. So that's just survival tip. If you're ever stuck in the desert and you're dehydrated, don't talk. You'll be more dehydrated. Just
I can't really talk about the food portion though. Pretty bad about that.
actually, Lady Amish, he says Amish doesn't eat anything green.
I had broccoli the other day with a lot of seasoning, very, very heavily
With some
seasoned
cheese dip,
broccoli.
some fondue.
Oh yeah, it was.
Coffee's 99% water. And also dehydrating.
Yes. See, I can't do coffee. I tried coffee for a month, but I tried all different kinds of it. I can't do it. Just I didn't like the taste of it, and it never gave me the energy. For me,
Mm.
caffeine actually mellows me out
I've
for the most part.
as I get older, I actually find that coffee makes me sleepy. Like you're
Really?
saying, like you in the military, I joined on my 17th birthday. The first like 5 years in the military, I'm drinking 3-4 pots of coffee a day. Like every day, I'm drinking multiple pots of coffee, smoking
Right.
cigarettes. It was trying to stay on point. And now it's like I don't smoke. I very rarely drink coffee, but when I do it to relax.
Yeah, I know every once in a while I have like
Punchy said unfollow because you don't like coffee. You know
I'm
what, Punchy? I agree. I'm gonna go to his page right now.
I gave it a good month of trying every single day for a month straight. I tried it.
The old college try. I hear you,
I
buddy. I hear you.
did.
We
I
tried
tried
for a
it.
month and then just started partying. Switched to Dr. Pepper, never looked back.
Well, I mean, I started off at Dr. Pepper like when I was born, and then I just kind of never changed since then.
Hey, we all have our faults, man.
Oh, fault, huh?
No, just teasing, just teasing. All right, guys. So seriously, if you have any more questions, it's time to ask them because we are wrapping this show up. This has been Lord Amish on Fireside Chats. It's a live podcast that I do. I'm author Joe Holt. We don't have a regular schedule for these because it's based upon when the streamers are available. And since these streamers are all over the world, we have different, time zones, different families and job requirements. So if they're not consistent days and times, but if you've missed any, there's more than 24 Fireside Chats uploaded on YouTube right now under author Joe Holt, same name I stream under. I'm going to upload Royal Amish's Fireside Chat just as soon as we're done. It takes about an hour. So if you've missed any of this conversation and you would like to view it in its entirety, it's on YouTube. If you're on YouTube watching this, you already know. Scratch that last piece of information.
The retro game question, I would say my favorite, if you considered it a retro game, I think it'd be a retro game, right? Super Mario Brothers 3, right? Would that be considered a retro game?
I think so. I mean, for me, it's Super Mario's, the original Super Mario's.
Oh yeah,
I
Super
mean,
Mario Brothers 3 was like my favorite of all time. I'm playing through it.
when people donate a lemon on my channel, it makes the sound like you get one coin in Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Classic, right? You're like,
Yes.
classic. Classic.
That is awesome.
Now, in terms of what game I played the most, I don't know if it's considered retro gaming. I think it is now. It's like 20 years ago, right? It was Vanilla WoW.
Okay. I started off playing WoW at the end of BC.
Okay.
And yeah, I played a good bit of it.
I mean, not to tell too many secrets, but I was installing DirecTV after I got out of the military. And one of the jobs that I ended up doing was an installation for one of the advertising representatives for Blizzard, who worked on all the WoW projects. So I actually got huge signed poster from all of the developers and GMs and people involved on what was the Blizzard the ice one for WoW? I forget.
Wrath of the Lich King.
Yes, that's the poster I got with everybody who was involved.
Awesome.
And she would sneak me like extra, like the new expansions, fan art, little pewter figurines. Like, oh man, I lost
super cool.
I lost like 10 years of my life to the WoW. Like,
WoW can really suck you in. That's for sure.
You could definitely play too much. Like video games, they can become an addiction. You need to go outside every day. You need to talk to other people. You need to shower. You need to eat. You need to sleep. Right?
Oh yes.
One of my tips for any new streamer is don't get lost in the online world. Maintain your physical form and your interpersonal relationships, your family, your friends. Just say it.
I go outside and play Pokemon Go.
Hey, you're outside.
It does get you outside.
It counts.
That's for sure.
It counts. Oh no, here we go. This Pokemon. I've actually been chided by more than one streamer because I didn't even know what Pokemon was or what a Pokeball was. Dude, I interviewed I interviewed Flow Driver and she was wearing a shirt with this thing on the shoulder. And I was like, what is that? Oh, she wasn't happy. It's a Pokeball, Joe. Well, what's a Pokeball? Oh my God. She was like, I give up. You don't know what Pokemon is? I'm like, well, I've heard of it. But I'll put a GIF in chat. This is basically her response to me not knowing what Pokemon was. Not literally, but yeah,
Uh,
basically.
pretty much
Yeah,
spot on.
she gave up on me immediately.
That is amazing.
All right, guys,
Oh man.
we're going to wrap this show up. This has been, again, Fireside Chat with author Joe Holt. Today's guest has been Lord Amish. Thank you for being here, man. Thank you
Yeah,
for
thank you for
taking the
having me.
time.
I appreciate it.
Just a quick question. I don't think we covered this. Where do you stream from? Or like, where in the world are you?
I am in good old Tampa, Florida.
Okay, very good. So
Nice,
you're,
nice and sunny.
I don't know why, but for some reason, when I've watched your streams, I thought you were from the UK.
Oh no.
No, I don't know why either. I just, for some reason, had that in my head.
Now all the Amish folk over here in the stateside.
You're not even Amish. He's not Amish. His name
I
is
don't
Lord
have to be
Amish.
Amish to be the Lord of the Amish, though. See, that's my secret.
Actually, yeah, Jesus wasn't a Christian, right? Buddha wasn't Buddhist. Like they just, that all is everybody after, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think that sounds good.
It
We'll go with
sounds
that.
it sounds good. So how many Canadians you guys know? What? What does that matter?
I know you, Punchy.
I know a handful of Canadians, eh? Okay. I know enough, eh? No, actually I don't. So my first proofreader and one of my biggest fans of my books, they're actually from Canada. So every time I wrote a new book, I would have to talk to folks in Canada to get it done. So I'm a huge fan.
Okay.
Our neighbors to the north, eh?
Right.
Also beer drinkers. Thumbs up. So somebody wants to know what your number is for Pokemon.
Oh, Lady Amish was asking for Punchy there for that, so that
Ah,
they can add each other and friends on there.
Punchy. See, Punchy's just testing us. How's your A? Look, A. Okay. No dude about it, A. I don't know much. I don't know any Canadian. I think they speak English, to be honest. I mean,
I mean, I drove through Canada.
they wouldn't let me in. I tried. I took a train. I took a train from San Diego all the way up the coast to Seattle, Washington. It took 2 days. It was terrible. I'll never do it again. But I was trying to get to Alaska to visit my parents and grandparents. They made me get off at the Canadian border because I didn't have a passport.
Oh no, yeah, you gotta have that to be
It's
able to
like,
go in.
damn it, I thought we were friends. And so I actually had to fly from Seattle, Washington over to Anchorage, Alaska,
Okay.
which works. You could take a boat, you could fly, but you can't go through Canada, eh?
Oh no. See, when I left the army, I drove all the way through down to Florida from there. That was a long drive.
From where you cut out? Where'd you start?
Anchorage
Oh,
to Florida.
what? Dude, you
Yeah.
can't drive anymore on the like and stay in North America.
No,
Like I don't
it's
even think going to into Mexico would be that long, is it?
well, going from Anchorage, you have to actually drive like north halfway through the state of Alaska, and then you can go east to go into Canada, and then you drive all the way through Canada to get down to the states, and then you drive from the states down to Florida from there. So
I mean, what I realized was if you go from East Coast to West Coast, it's just what over 2,000 miles, but two and a
that
half
trip
thousand.
it was 3,000 miles to go through Canada.
Well, I was gonna say just once you get to like Seattle to get over to where I wanted to go to Alaska was another couple thousand miles.
Yeah,
I was
it's
surprised.
it's a long way.
Yeah, and don't go to Florida if you're not in Florida already. Just don't. You'll thank me later.
Oh
It's
man,
love bug season right now. That'll eat
it
the paint
is.
off your car.
My car is just covered in
See?
love bugs right now.
You see?
People don't understand love bug season unless if you live here and drive through it. The love bug season.
It's a struggle. There's so many bugs in the air. They cover everything, and they literally have acid in them that eats the paint off your car if you don't Wash it every day. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Recommend it's a sandbar 2 feet above sea level, guys. All right, like tell
We
you what,
survive hurricanes all the time.
Lord Amish, when the state floods and you're in a boat, call me. I'll come get you.
I mean, I've survived 2 hurricanes so far.
Okay.
Doing okay. I feel like I'm pretty weathered here to Florida now.
It's actually funny. I've spent many years living in Florida, and I'm not now. I'm in Arkansas now, but when those big storms hit, people in Florida are like, "I'm not leaving.
Yeah,
They
no,
hadn't
I
killed me
stayed.
yet."
I stayed for those. Those were fun. My family was a little bit upset that I stayed and didn't go with them to go north. I'm like, I'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you're
I
either
had
fine or
food,
not. You had a
and I was just okay.
Punchy says I literally had a moose in my front yard. No joke, dude.
Yeah,
I
those moose are crazy.
Last year I spent 4 months living on the Kenai Peninsula in Alaska with my grandparents, and moose, bear, like big ass animals just wandering down the driveway. Like I literally opened the door one day to go outside, and there's two moose standing outside the front door, like waiting for me to come out and say hi or something. Scared the hell out of me because they are gigantic animals.
They really are, and you have to be careful with moose. They're actually very aggressive. Like I'd be more afraid of a moose than a bear there, um, because moose can be very aggressive,
Oh,
especially if it's a mother around its babies. Like you do not want to go near it. Those things are fast. They're massive, and they're crazy.
they could definitely be aggressive. Yeah, during breeding season, they can be deadly. Otherwise, they're generally pretty mellow.
Oh,
But all right, we've completely gone off the rails. This has nothing to do with streaming. Look out for moose. PSA, just in case you were, you know, in Canada.
be on the lookout.
Yeah, the moose will get you, dude. Lethal Moose. That needs to be a gamer. Somebody on D Live needs to be Lethal Moose. Just saying. Damn, Filthy Saint with 30 ice creams in the end. I really appreciate all of you for being here. I appreciate you for being here, Lord Amish. If you'll hang on for me for 1 second, I'm going to wrap up the show, and then I'll be right back with you on Discord.
Well, I just realized I didn't do something.
Oh, no.
I feel so bad. What have I not done?
What didn't you do?
I haven't done this.
Oh, shit.
Not done that.
Lord Amish joining the Aloha Club. Welcome, friend.
Oh, yeah.
Aloha. Welcome to the party, buddy.
Seriously, thank you again for having me on here. I really do.
Man, it's been a blast. Look at you dropping the Ninja Guinea. Damn, man. Calm down, son. Calm down. All right, I'll be right back with you, sir.
Alrighty.
All right, guys. So this has been another Fireside Chat. It's a live podcast I do. I try to do them weekly. Sometimes 4 and 5 in a week, sometimes 1 a week. But basically, I try to have streamers on when they're well rested, when they're not pressed for time, right? And so sometimes that takes a little bit of time. So Lord Amish, it was really great to have him here today and learn a little bit more about Facebook gaming, about D Live, about Lord Amish in particular. He's not Amish. Also, I've got more of these fireside chats planned and coming up. I try not to announce them too far in advance, just because sometimes people's schedules change last minute, and I don't want to juke you guys out. So I really appreciate you being here, Punchy, Bad Doggy, everybody that's been in here chatting. Really appreciate your time. Really appreciate your donations. I do not talk about the donations during the stream because it tends to derail the conversation, but I do notice them all. I do appreciate them all. And generally, like 98, 99% of it, I turn around and donate back to my guests, to other streamers on D Live. So just know that all the Lino is going to a good cause to support your favorite D Live streamers. So again, thank you for being here. If you missed any of this show or any of the other fireside chats, we've done more than 24 now. Author Joe Holt on YouTube. You can watch them in their entirety at your leisure. And thanks for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. One thing I'm going to do, I'm trying to get better about doing, is hosting someone after I finish the stream. So let's take a look. We're going to find somebody who can continue to entertain you beautiful people. Let's see. And sometimes I choose podcasts, sometimes artists, sometimes battle royale type of folks. So let's just see who's going here. You know what? Tidy, who is the man, he created Tidy Labs. He does D Live community streams. And so tell you what, if you guys want some more information about how to stream, about D Live, Tidy is instrumental employee for the company, and I would recommend that you check out his weekly streams. So let me send you over to Tidy. Thank you all for being here, wherever you are on the planet. Aloha, love you guys, and I'll see you soon.